So a lot of you are probably wondering what the heck's happened to the Audi, where's the Audi, what are you doing with the Audi? But it was done, it locked up. Welcome back to another episode of Broke From Here, guys. Today is kind of a sad day, but it's a good day as well. So a lot of you are probably wondering what the heck's happened to the Audi, where's the Audi, what are you doing with the Audi? And honestly, guys, I had done a bunch of work off camera just because I was trying to figure out what I was doing, and I just didn't think it'd be entertaining to you guys. I'm just gonna kind of show you what happened. So I ended up replacing all the spark plug wires here. I don't know if I taped this, but I pulled out this, it's called a combi valve or combi valve, I don't know. But I pulled that out, cleaned that out as well. Oh, and I also replaced the fuel injector wires and plugs. They were kind of crusty, breaking off, so I replaced those as well. And I actually got the car running fairly decent, and I drove it all the way over to get the wheels aligned. And then on the way back, I didn't show you guys because I was kind of wondering what I was gonna do. But on the way back, I pulled over and I got the low oil warning light again, and I kind of revved the engine, and then the engine seized. And I just kind of kept clicking it over, thinking it might happen, but it was done. It locked up. Tried to see if I could break it free, and I actually put some Marvel Mystery Oil in it to kind of hopefully lubricate it enough to break it free. And I got a little movement in it, but honestly, guys, I don't want to get any more damage done to this car because the odds are the way it was running and the fact that it seized, that I'm just going to have to rebuild the bottom end. And it's not going to make sense money-wise to do that. So I'm going to be spending at least, even if I get a deal on the parts like I was gonna, we're talking at least $500 in parts in the bottom end. And I was still going to do the timing belt and water pump and sensors in here and tensioners. That's another like almost $250, $300, somewhere in there. So we're already 800 bucks into it. I bought the car for 600. I've already put about 400 into it between runs to the junkyard and back for little miscellaneous parts, liquid, stuff like that. The alignment. So I'm almost $2,000 into this car. And honestly, because this car, even though as pretty as it is, it already has 170,000 miles. In my market where I'm at, it just doesn't make sense to spend more than $3,000, maybe $4,000 on this car. And if I'm $2,000 into it, well, I'm already $1,000 into it, but if I was $2,000 into it and probably, weeks on end of time because I have to work on it consistently to get rid of it, it just doesn't make sense. I'm gonna make maybe $1,000 on it if I'm lucky, but I'll spend, oh my God, I probably have over 100 hours into it already, so we're talking 10 bucks an hour, and I definitely have to put probably at least another 50 to 80 into it because I'm not a professional Audi mechanic. I'm gonna have to learn this. By the end, I'm making like $5 an hour. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, good news. I sold the Saturn. Saturn's gone, and I picked up another car, which I'm gonna show you guys here. Maybe in this video, probably in the next. But for now, I'm actually gonna get to cleaning this thing. I'm sure you can see this paint's a little rough. So I'll probably do like a 2,000 on this. And I might do 2,000 on the hood as well because it's pretty rough. It's got some really, really hard watermarks and a lot of just like scrapes. So yeah, probably gonna do that. Probably do the headlights. Just pretty it up. All right, guys, let's get at it. All right, guys, so it is the next day here. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to tape all this. It was getting pretty dark out, but I wanted to show you guys the headlights cleaned up pretty good. Hopefully I'll be able to do a little before and after next to this so you can see the difference. The hood shined up pretty dang nice. I can tell now it has been repainted before. Definitely a lot of orange peel on it. And then the back trunk buffed up pretty dang good. I was really impressed with how nice this came out. compared to how flat it was. I mean, you can see the reflection of the building there. So the next thing we're gonna do today is actually clean the interior. I don't think I ever showed you this, but the interior is pretty disgusting. It's half the reason why I got such a good price on this car, was it's just, I mean, it's filthy. It's very, very gross. I kind of sprayed out the mats yesterday, just to kind of get them a little clean. But yeah, today the goal is to get this interior completely cleaned and then list some photos of it and get this thing sold. So I mean, if you guys could smell in here, it smells like vomit. I think it's old ice cream. Hopefully it's not actually vomit. But I'm gonna try to drop the top. I've never done it because I never want to be stuck with it down. But if I'm gonna get my 6'4" body in those back seats, there's no way it's gonna go easy. So definitely gonna try to drop this thing down and clean it. All right guys, time to get after it. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are kind of wondering, how much did I actually make on the Dodge Grand Caravan? Well, I bought the Dodge Grand Caravan for $500. I think I put about $300 into the Dodge Grand Caravan, and it sold for $3,300. So I made about $2,500 in profit on the Dodge Grand Caravan. It was really good. I honestly wasn't expecting to get that much, but it did kind of open my eyes to how serious it is for a good van in the San Diego area. So I'm definitely going to do some more vans in the future. So I'm sure some of you guys are kind of wondering, how much did I make on the Nissan? The Nissan was a pretty good deal. I picked it up for $600. The person listed it as they overheated and pulled over, and it was getting towed away. So they listed it for $600 on, with a picture of it on the back of a towed dolly. So I pounced on it immediately. Picked it up for $600. All it needed was a new radiator. The radiator completely like busted off the bottom. It was weird. I haven't seen that ever before. So I bought a radiator, an upper and lower thermostat, which was weird that they had that in that engine, and a water pump. And I replaced all of them. Oh, it was like $109 ship. If they're not a sponsor yet, they better start being a sponsor soon. But rockauto.com, I swear by them. I'm sure you're gonna get some funky stuff somewhere, but I saved over like $150 in savings just from buying from Rock Auto. For all 4 of those parts, it was $109 shipped to my house. I did have to wait like a week. I'm not a very patient person, so that was a little hard for me. But seriously, like, it was worth it. I had other projects to work on, so it worked out perfect. But I ended up selling that car. I had $800 after doing the smog, totally invested into that car. Maybe a few extra bucks, but I'm pretty sure it was like $800 on the money. And I sold it for $3,800. So I made $3,000 on that Nissan. It was awesome. That was an awesome day. I felt really good about it. It was a great car, to be honest. Like, it was beautiful how well it was maintained. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, how much did you make on the Saturn? I'll probably tell you guys that in the next episode. I'm probably gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. But to give you a little taste of what's gonna happen next episode, we're actually gonna be working on this bad boy. So this is a 2008 Chevy Cobalt, but I'll be going over that in the next episode. But what I'm really wondering is, have you guys ever had that thing where you sold something online and you felt like you won the jackpot? Maybe you bought something at a yard sale and you bought it for $3 and sold it for $10 online and you felt like you won. If you guys have a thing like that, could you leave it in the comment section below? I'm wondering what you guys felt like your win was. But I think that's gonna wrap up this episode, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Till next time, guys. See you then.